God of War full story. I'm gonna tell you the story of these 7 games and a little more actually. From the time that the storks delivered Kratos until the end of God of War 4. Coming up. By the way, I added some time tags in the description below, so if you wanna skip some parts, you can save some time. Our story starts when Kratos got launched out of his mummy hole, like every other man. As he grew up with his brother Deimos, they were trained as Spartans. Ultimate war ass whoopers. Shockingly, this one's Kratos. Deimos is the one with red marks. Here's where things go nuts. Ares, God of War, and his stepsis Athena were sent to capture Deimos, cause Zeus saw that he'll get ripped by a marked warrior, and whoever controls the marked warrior controls the fate of Olympus. So Kratos grew up without his brother but got a full body tattoo in the shape of his brother's birthmarks. And the rage and pain for the failure of saving his brother made him an ass-whooping motherfucker with no mercy. The only thing that kept him from ultimate madness was his wife Lysandra and his newborn child Calliope, who had a deadly skin disease. Papa gotta buy some skincare now. So Kratos, chosen by God of War Ares, had to fight other gods' chosen ones to claim a healing element called Ambrosia for his daughter, which obviously he fucks the shit out of everybody else and heals his daughter Calliope. Returning to Spartan army as a captain now, he leads his army to whoop everyone's asses until one day they come across barbarians, and right when they're about to lose and Kratos is about to
Ares, destroy my enemies and my life is yours!
Ares answers Kratos' request and fucks barbarians like it's the last time, then gives him the iconic weapons, the Blades of Chaos. Following Ares' orders like a sheep, Kratos kills lots of innocent people, which brings him to this oracle who warns him from the danger inside the temple in front of him. Kratos ignores the oracle and this happens.
All who opposed him would die.
When Kratos realizes his last victims were his own wife and child, Ares' face appears in the fire, saying that there is nothing left to hold Kratos from becoming the perfect warrior. But Kratos had enough of Ares' bullshit and decides that Ares, the God of War, can go fuck himself. As he exits the temple, the oracle curses him to wear the ashes of his family for the rest of his days. And that's where he becomes the Ghost of Sparta. Maybe because his skin becomes so white he looks like a ghost? Wait, we shouldn't judge people by their skin tone. Racist motherfucking oracle. Because Kratos broke his oath with Ares, the Furies, the 3 gods of vengeance and oath-keeping, hunt him down and trap him into illusions of his own memories, causing him to lose most of them. Orcus helps Kratos to escape, but to remember his past, he must kill the Furies. Orcus is the son of Ares and one of the Furies. He knows that Ares is going to overcome Zeus using Kratos, so he helps Kratos like a friend to break the illusions and get the Furies. Kratos kills all 3 of them, but it is not over yet. Orcus reveals that the Furies made him Kratos' Oathkeeper, which means the Ghost of Sparta now has to kill him in order to take back his memories. In return, Orcus only asks for an honorable death. So Kratos finally kills his only friend. Killing Orcus leads Kratos to the horrible truth of who he was and the murder of his own family, which gives him nightmares and visions of his bloody past all the time, and makes him regret killing Orcus and wants his memories to be removed again. But for that, he must kiss some godly ass, so they do it for him. After defeating the Persian army for the gods, Kratos sees the sun fall off to the underworld and decides to play some hide and seek. Going to the underworld, he sees his daughter and stops caring about returning the sun and saving the world. But soon after uniting with his child, Persephone, the goddess of the underworld, reveals that with the power of the sun and a titan named Atlas, they want to destroy the world, which means death of Kratos and his child. So Kratos had to turn his back on his daughter. Then Kratos chains Atlas and fucks some of Death God's wife. I mean, he killed her, right?
Later.
Athena! 10 years, Athena. I have faithfully served the gods for 10 years. When will you relieve me of these nightmares?
As his final task, Athena sends Kratos to save her city from Ares, the god of war. And in return, Athena promises Kratos that his past will be forgiven. Kratos sees the opportunity to be free of the visions of his dead family and also get revenge on Ares, who he blames for the bloodbath of his family. But to kill a god, he must claim the power inside the Pandora's box, which is in a temple on the back of a titan named Kronos, who is cursed by his son Zeus to carry the temple in the desert of lost souls for the rest of his life. Kratos kills his way to Pandora's box, but Ares throws a pillar, just a couple miles, and kills Kratos, shoving him down the underworld. But death can't stop this motherfucker. Kratos returns from the underworld and opens Pandora's box. Ares then tortures Kratos with the memories of him killing his wife and child, but Kratos fights back, and finally...
That night, I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
After fucking up Ares, Kratos asks Athena to wipe his memories and free him from his nightmares. Athena answers she promised him to be forgiven, and he is. But no man nor god can ever forget the terrible deeds that he has done.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end.
But Athena saves him and tells him that he should become the new god of war. Kratos, not quite satisfied with literally fucking in the throne of God of War, now sees new visions. Following the visions, he finds his mother, who tells him that his brother Deimos is still alive. And right before she tells him who his father was, see, I was not wrong calling him a motherfucker. Kratos, who killed his own mother, kills his way to his brother Deimos, who is kept and tortured by the god of death for many years. After Kratos releases Deimos, his brother reveals that he blames Kratos for all the years of his suffering and beat the shit out of Kratos. Kratos, on the other hand, lets it happen, because he also blames himself, and the whole point of Kratos' tattoos was because he failed to protect his brother. Xanthus, the god of death, arrives and throws Deimos off of a cliff, but he barely holds on. Kratos saves his brother once again, even though he attempts to kill him, and then the brothers unite and kill god of death, but at the cost of Deimos' life. Kratos, who can make a whole fucking movie off of losing his family members, now faces Athena, who offers him to be a true god. Kratos sees no good in being a god, and as he leaves...
It is not over, Athena. The gods will pay for this.
Kratos now brings back the glory of Sparta, attacks one city after another until a bird transfers his power to a big statue, and Zeus sends Kratos the blade of Olympus from the sky. Kratos puts his godly power into the sword and fucks the shit out of the statue, but at the end loses the blade, which means he must reach the sword to bring back his powers. Zeus now reveals that he was the bird all along, an attempt to kill Kratos with the blade of Olympus. As Zeus leaves, a titan named Gaia saves Kratos and informs him that he needs the power of Sisters of Fate to defeat Zeus. Kratos once again kills his way to the Sisters of Fate, only to be told that they won't help him. So what he does? Fucking kill them! Even more crazy! By killing the sisters, now he can control his own fate. So he goes back in time when Zeus put a blade in his stomach, pulls the sword out of his own stomach, and goes after Zeus. But right before he kills Zeus, Athena jumps in front of him, sacrificing her life for her father, and tells Kratos that death of Zeus means the destruction of Olympus. But she's not over yet.
No son should destroy his own father.
No, I have no father.
Kratos, however, doesn't give a toenail about destruction of Olympus, and once again uses the power of faith and goes back in time, when there was a great war between gods and titans, and brings back the titans to present time before Zeus defeats them by the blade of Olympus. Back to present time, the war between titans and gods begins once again.
Zeus, your son has returned! I bring the destruction of Olympus!
There we are on a timeline of the story. For God of War 3 and 4, check the top of my description. And yes, there will be a second video to finish off the coolest part of it. I spent like 2 weeks to make this video, and I'm not joking. So if you think it was cool, I'd really appreciate it if you can share it with someone who may enjoy a little God of War backstory. And if you think it wasn't cool, I probably should hang myself off of a stupidity. If you're still watching, first off, thanks for coming by. Second off, I'm shocked, but hey, I'm air breather. But if you stay unsubscribed, I'll eventually stop breathing.